Wait a moment before continuing your routine. There's something important you need to hear right now. When someone betrays you, when they break a trust that seemed genuine, it appears that person goes on with their life normally, as if nothing happened. But there's something almost no one tells you about it, and when you understand it, your heart will see everything differently. You may have looked at that person's life after everything and thought they're doing well. Maybe they're smiling, going out, living as if nothing was broken. This might even make you wonder if injustice won. But what happens inside the heart of someone who betrays is very different from what appears on the outside. There are consequences that don't show up in photos, parties, or pretty words. Those who betray destroy something invisible within themselves. The trust that could build good things begins to disappear little by little. Perhaps at first, this person doesn't even realize it. Life goes on, the days pass, everything seems normal. But choices have deep roots and they always grow with time. But pay attention, because what I'm about to tell you will bring you a sense of alert to the urgent message coming from heaven for your life. And I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel to attract blessings from the angelic voice, and share this content with other people who need to hear this revelation from heaven. Meanwhile, you may still be trying to understand everything that happened. Perhaps you're still piecing together a broken heart. And I need you to know something very important. Your pain is not a sign of weakness. In fact, it shows that you were genuine. You believed. You trusted. You gave yourself sincerely. And that says a lot about who you are. But there's a huge difference between those who make mistakes and those who learn from the pain. Those who betray choose an easier path in the moment, but pay a silent price later. People who repeatedly break trust begin to live surrounded by doubt. They start dealing with relationships that are never truly deep. Maybe you still think about that person sometimes. Maybe you wonder if they ever realized what they lost. The truth is, some people only understand the value of something when they no longer have access to it. And when that happens, it's often too late. Because the person who was betrayed has already begun to change. The pain you felt begins, little by little, to transform you. At first it seems like just suffering, but with time it becomes clarity. You begin to notice signs you previously ignored. Small actions that showed who that person really was. This clarity is powerful. It opens your eyes to not accept the same type of behavior in the future. Meanwhile, the person who betrayed continues repeating patterns. Often they try to build new relationships without changing their own character. But relationships built on deceit always carry invisible cracks. Over time, these cracks appear in the form of distrust, fights, estrangement, or loneliness. And while these consequences slowly begin to emerge, something different also begins to happen within you. Because the same experience that could have destroyed your trust and love is silently preparing your heart to recognize something much more genuine when it appears. Because something inside you is beginning to wake up. At first it feels like pain, confusion, maybe even anger. But underneath all of that, a quiet awareness is growing. You are starting to see things more clearly than before. Before the betrayal, you trusted without questioning much. You believed words, promises, smiles. Now your heart is learning a new skill, the ability to observe actions instead of only listening to what someone says. This change may feel uncomfortable at first. It is like opening your eyes after being in the dark for a long time. The light can seem too strong in the beginning, but this light is actually protecting you. It helps you recognize what is real and what is only pretending to be real. You begin to notice how people behave when they think no one is paying attention, how they speak about others, how they handle responsibility. These small details reveal more about a person's character than any beautiful speech ever could. And slowly, your heart starts building stronger boundaries. Not walls of anger, but gentle limits that protect your peace. You are learning that not everyone deserves access to your trust immediately. Trust is something that should grow with time, honesty, and consistency. Meanwhile, the person who betrayed you may continue living the same way. At first, it may look like nothing has changed for them. But patterns rarely stay hidden forever. A person who betrays once without reflection often repeats the same behavior again. Eventually, the same actions that hurt you begin to affect other areas of their life. Relationships become unstable. Friendships weaken. Trust becomes difficult to maintain. Because betrayal has a way of following the person who created it. Not as revenge, but as consequence. And while those consequences slowly unfold, something completely different is happening in your life. You are becoming stronger in ways you may not even notice yet. Your heart is learning how to recognize sincerity. Your mind is learning how to step back when something feels wrong. This kind of wisdom is quiet but powerful. It changes the way you choose people, the way you protect your energy, and the way you value yourself. One day you may look back at this painful moment and realize that it was not only a wound. It was also a turning point, the moment when your life began guiding you away from someone who could never truly build something honest with you. And when that realization fully settles in your heart, you will start to see something surprising. The betrayal that once felt like the end of your happiness was actually the beginning of a deeper understanding about the kind of love and loyalty your life truly deserves. And once that understanding begins to grow inside you, your heart starts to change in quiet ways. The questions that once filled your mind every night slowly begin to fade. You stop wondering why someone could hurt you like that, and you start paying attention to something more important, your own healing. Healing does not arrive suddenly like a loud storm. It comes softly, almost like the sunrise. At first the light is small, barely noticeable, but little by little it fills the whole sky. One day you wake up and realize that the pain is not as sharp as it used to be. The memories are still there, but they do not control your emotions anymore. You begin to see yourself differently. Not as someone who was rejected or replaced, but as someone who had the courage to love honestly. That courage matters more than you think. In a world where many people hide behind lies, being sincere is a rare and powerful quality. And the truth is that sincerity builds stronger lives in the long run. It attracts people who also value honesty, loyalty, and respect. At the same time, you may notice something else happening. The more you respect your own heart, the less you feel drawn to people who play games with emotions. You start recognizing the difference between attention and genuine care. Attention can be loud and exciting for a moment, but real care is calm, steady, and consistent. This awareness protects you from repeating the same painful cycle. It gives you the ability to pause and observe before giving someone your full trust again. That does not mean you will stop believing in love. It simply means your heart is becoming wiser. You will still feel deeply. You will still care. But now you will also protect the parts of yourself that deserve respect. And as this new strength grows, your life begins opening doors you could not see before. You may meet new people, experience new opportunities, and discover new parts of yourself that were hidden while you were focused on someone who did not value you. Each new step reminds you that your story did not end with betrayal. It only changed direction. The pain that once felt like the center of your world slowly becomes just one chapter among many others. A chapter that taught you about loyalty, truth, and self-respect. And as you continue moving forward, your heart will eventually become ready for something different. Something healthier. Because somewhere ahead in your life, there are people who understand the value of trust and who protect it carefully. People who do not see loyalty as something simple or ordinary, but as something precious. And when those kinds of connections begin to appear in your life, you will start noticing a very clear difference. The peace you feel around honest people is something you never truly experienced while you were giving your heart to someone who chose betrayal. And that peace will feel new at first. You may even wonder if something is wrong, simply because there is no confusion, no tension, no constant worry in your heart. But slowly you will realize that this calm feeling is what healthy relationships are supposed to look like. When someone respects you, your mind does not need to search for hidden meanings. Their actions speak clearly. Their presence feels steady instead of uncertain. This kind of connection may surprise you because you were once used to emotional ups and downs. But real loyalty does not create chaos. It builds trust quietly day after day. And the more you experience that kind of honesty, the more you understand how different your past situation truly was. You will see that betrayal was never about your worth. It was about the limitations of someone who did not know how to protect what they had. Some people carry unresolved emptiness inside them. Instead of facing it, they look for temporary distractions, new attention, new excitement. But excitement built on dishonesty never lasts long. It fades quickly, leaving behind confusion and broken trust. Meanwhile, your path continues moving forward in a different direction. One that is built on growth rather than avoidance. You are learning how to listen to your intuition, how to notice small signs, and how to step away when something feels wrong. These lessons are not punishments. They are tools that help you build a better life. Because your future relationships deserve a stronger version of you. Someone who understands both the beauty and the responsibility of trust. And as this stronger version of you continues to grow, something else begins to change. You start feeling grateful for the clarity that came from your painful experience. Not because the betrayal itself was good, but because it opened your eyes to what truly matters. You now recognize the difference between someone who simply enjoys your presence and someone who genuinely values your heart. That difference protects you from giving your love to people who would treat it carelessly. And over time, this awareness becomes one of the most valuable strengths you carry with you. Because loyalty is not just about staying with someone, it is about choosing honesty even when no one is watching. And when you surround yourself with people who live by that same principle, your life begins to feel lighter and more meaningful. You no longer waste your energy trying to fix someone who refuses to change. Instead, you invest your time in people who bring sincerity, support, and respect into your world. And one day, when you reflect on everything that happened, you may realize something surprising. The betrayal that once felt like it shattered your world was actually the moment that guided you toward a life where truth, loyalty, and genuine connection could finally grow. And as that realization grows inside you, something beautiful begins to happen. The weight you once carried in your chest slowly becomes lighter. The story that once made you feel broken begins to look different when you see it from a place of strength. You start noticing that your life did not stop the day you were betrayed. The sun still rose the next morning. Your heart still kept beating. And little by little, new moments began to appear. At first, those moments may have seemed small. A quiet day where your mind felt calmer. A laugh that came naturally. A conversation that reminded you there are still good people in the world. These moments are not random. They are signs that your life is continuing to move forward, even when your heart once believed everything had been lost. And with each passing day, your understanding of people becomes clearer. You see how character reveals itself through consistent actions. Someone who respects loyalty will protect it carefully. Someone who values honesty will not treat trust as something easy to break. This awareness becomes part of who you are now. It shapes the way you listen, the way you observe, and the way you choose who gets close to your heart. You no longer rush to give your full trust. Instead, you allow time to show you who someone truly is. And that patience protects you from repeating the same painful experiences. At the same time, you begin to appreciate your own strength more than before. Not the strength that hides emotions, but the strength that allows you to feel, heal, and continue moving forward. Your heart did not become cold after betrayal. It became wiser. You still believe in kindness, in loyalty, in real connection. But now you understand that these things must be shared by both people. And that understanding changes everything about the way you experience relationships. Instead of chasing affection, you recognize when it is freely given. Instead of doubting your value, you remember that your worth was never defined by someone else's choices. You begin to walk through life with a quiet confidence, the kind that does not need to prove anything to anyone. And people notice that change. They feel the calm strength in the way you carry yourself. Because when someone learns to respect their own heart, they naturally attract people who respect it too. Slowly, your life becomes filled with connections that feel lighter, healthier, and more sincere. And as those connections grow around you, the memory of betrayal begins to lose its power. It becomes just one chapter in a much bigger story, a story where your resilience, your honesty, and your courage continue guiding you forward. And the more you move forward with that strength, the more you begin to see something clearly, that real prosperity does not belong to those who betray others, but to those who choose truth, loyalty, and integrity even when it would have been easier to do the opposite. And when you understand that truth deeply, something inside you becomes very calm. You stop comparing your life to the life of the person who betrayed you. You stop wondering if they are doing well or if they regret what they did. Because your focus begins to return to where it truly belongs, your own path. You start to notice how peaceful life feels when your energy is no longer tied to someone who chose dishonesty. Your mind becomes clearer. Your heart feels lighter. There is a quiet freedom in no longer carrying questions that never had honest answers. You also begin to see something important about the way life works. What people plant with their actions eventually grows in their lives. When someone plants lies, distrust slowly grows around them. When someone plants betrayal, relationships around them become fragile. But when someone plants honesty and respect, something very different grows. Trust begins to form naturally. And this is the path your life is moving toward now. You may not see the full picture yet, but the choices you make today, choosing dignity, choosing peace, choosing honesty, are shaping the future you are walking into. One day you will notice that the people around you are different. They will value loyalty the same way you do. They will respect your boundaries. They will speak with sincerity. They will show care not only with words but with actions. And in those moments, you will understand how much your life has changed since the day you thought betrayal had destroyed everything. Because what once looked like the end of something beautiful was actually the removal of something unhealthy. It cleared space in your life for relationships that are real, steady, and safe. And the peace that grows from those connections will be far more valuable than the excitement that once came from someone who could not stay faithful. So continue walking forward with your head up and your heart protected. Continue choosing truth even when the world sometimes seems to reward shortcuts. Because in the long run, character always builds stronger lives than deception ever could. And as you keep moving forward with that quiet strength inside you, your life will continue unfolding in ways that are far healthier, far more stable, and far more meaningful than anything built on betrayal could ever be. And as more time passes, you will begin to notice something even deeper happening inside you. The wound that once felt so painful slowly turns into a source of wisdom. Not the kind that makes you bitter, but the kind that makes you stronger and calmer. You will start recognizing situations earlier than before. Small signs, small attitudes, small choices people make. Things that once passed unnoticed will now be clear to you. This is not because you became suspicious of everyone. It is because your heart learned how to protect itself without losing its kindness. You will still smile. You will still care. You will still believe in good people. But now you will also value your peace too much to allow the wrong people to disturb it. And that balance is powerful. It allows you to stay loving without becoming vulnerable to those who only know how to take. Meanwhile, life continues moving forward around you. New days, new opportunities, new connections slowly appear. At first they may seem ordinary, but with time you begin to realize that these moments are part of a bigger transformation happening in your life. The pain that once felt like a heavy storm is now far behind you. The sky inside your heart becomes clearer. You begin to feel proud of yourself for not allowing betrayal to turn you into someone cold or closed. Instead, you chose to grow. You chose to learn. You chose to keep your heart honest. And that choice matters more than you imagine. Because in a world where many people hide behind masks, a heart that remains sincere becomes something rare and valuable. The right people recognize that sincerity. They feel safe around it. They respect it. Those are the kinds of connections that bring real peace into your life. And when you start experiencing relationships built on trust instead of fear, you will understand something that once seemed impossible. You will realize that the person who betrayed you did not take your future away. They only removed themselves from a future they were never capable of building with honesty. Your path continues, stronger and clearer than before. And every step you take now is guided by a deeper understanding of what loyalty, respect, and truth truly mean. Because at the end of the day, prosperity is not just about money or appearances. Real prosperity belongs to the people who keep their hearts clean, their actions honest, and their lives aligned with truth. And when you continue walking with that truth in your heart, life begins to feel different in quiet ways. You are no longer trying to prove your value to someone who refused to see it. Instead, you begin living in a way that naturally reflects the strength inside you. Your days start to feel lighter. Not because problems disappear, but because your heart is no longer carrying the weight of someone else's dishonesty. You may even notice that the anger you once felt slowly fades. Not because what happened was acceptable, but because holding on to that anger no longer serves your peace. Forgiveness, in time, becomes less about the other person and more about freeing your own heart. It allows you to close a chapter without dragging its pain into every new experience. And when your heart reaches that place of freedom, something very powerful happens. You stop looking at yourself through the lens of the betrayal. You start seeing yourself through the lens of resilience. You realize that even after disappointment, your heart continued beating, loving, learning, and growing. This realization builds a quiet confidence inside you. It reminds you that your value was never reduced by someone else's failure to honor you. Instead, your value becomes clearer because of the way you handled the pain. While someone else chose deception, you chose dignity. While someone else chose betrayal, you chose honesty. And those choices shape the direction of your life in ways that will continue unfolding long after this moment has passed. Because the truth is simple. Lives built on honesty grow stronger foundations over time. Trust attracts trust. Respect attracts respect. And when you surround yourself with people who understand these values, your life becomes richer in the ways that truly matter. You will find peace in conversations, stability in relationships, and confidence in the people who stand beside you. Those kinds of connections are not loud or dramatic. They are steady and real. And as those real connections continue to grow in your life, the memory of betrayal loses its importance. It becomes just a distant lesson that helped guide you toward something better. Because in the end, the person who betrayed you did not determine your destiny. Your destiny is shaped by the honesty you continue to carry, the strength you discovered in pain, and the wisdom that now guides every step you take forward. And as you keep moving forward, you will begin to notice that your heart is no longer searching for answers about the past. The questions that once filled your mind slowly lose their importance. Your attention turns towards something much more meaningful, the life that is still unfolding in front of you. You begin to see new possibilities that were hidden before. When your energy was tied to someone who betrayed you, much of your attention was trapped in confusion and emotional exhaustion. Now that space is opening again. With that space comes clarity. You start making decisions that truly benefit your peace and your future. Small choices at first, but each one guiding your life towards something healthier. You also begin to understand that your story did not become smaller because of betrayal. In fact, it became deeper. Your experiences gave you insight that many people never develop. This insight allows you to recognize genuine kindness when it appears. You can feel the difference between someone who respects you and someone who only enjoys temporary attention. And when people who carry honesty and loyalty begin to enter your life, you will feel it immediately. There will be a calm energy around them. No confusion. No hidden games. Those connections will feel natural, like two people walking side by side instead of one person constantly chasing the other. Little by little, your heart will trust again. Not blindly like before, but with a wiser understanding of how relationships should grow. And this wiser version of trust is much stronger than the innocent trust you once had. Because now your heart knows how to protect itself while still remaining open to real love. You will no longer ignore red flags. You will no longer silence your intuition just to keep someone close. Instead, you will listen to that quiet voice inside you that recognizes what feels right and what does not. This awareness becomes one of your greatest strengths. It guides you away from people who bring chaos and toward people who bring stability. And as these healthier connections grow around you, your life begins to feel more balanced. You laugh more easily. You rest more peacefully. Your mind feels calmer because it is no longer fighting silent battles. The betrayal that once felt like the center of your world slowly becomes a distant memory. Not forgotten, but transformed into wisdom. And the wisdom you gain becomes part of the strong foundation you are building for the rest of your life. Because the truth that is becoming clearer with every step you take is this. When someone chooses betrayal, they separate themselves from the kind of life that is built on trust, loyalty, and lasting peace. But when you choose honesty and self-respect, you keep walking toward a future where those things can truly grow. And the more you walk in that direction, the more you begin to understand how valuable peace really is. Peace is not loud. It does not come with drama or confusion. It arrives quietly, like a calm morning after a long storm. At first, you might not even recognize it. You were used to emotional ups and downs, to wondering what someone was thinking, to feeling uncertain about where you stood. But now something is different. Your heart feels steadier. Your thoughts are not constantly chasing answers about someone who already showed you who they were. This calm feeling is a sign that your life is realigning with something healthier. You start noticing how your energy returns to you. The strength you once spent trying to understand someone else's betrayal now becomes strength you use to build your own future. Your goals begin to feel clearer. Your dreams start speaking again. You remember things about yourself that were forgotten during the time you were focused on someone who did not respect your loyalty. The hobbies you enjoyed. The plans you once imagined. The confidence you carried before doubt entered your heart. Slowly, those parts of you return. And as they return, your life begins to expand again. New experiences appear. New conversations. New people who see the value in the sincerity you bring. These moments remind you that the world is full of people who still believe in honesty and respect. Not everyone walks the path of betrayal. Many people are building their lives on truth, loyalty, and responsibility. Those are the kinds of people your heart is now learning to recognize. And when you meet them, something inside you will feel calm instead of anxious. You will not feel the need to prove your worth or compete for attention. Instead, you will feel accepted as you are. That feeling is the beginning of something real. And when real connections begin to grow around you, the pain of the past continues to lose its weight. Because every step you take toward honesty, self-respect, and peace is guiding you into a life that betrayal could never build. And one day, when you look back at the path behind you, you will see clearly that the moment someone chose to betray you was also the moment life quietly began guiding you towards something far better than what you lost. And when that realization becomes clear in your heart, you will feel a kind of freedom that is difficult to explain. It is the freedom of no longer carrying someone else's mistakes as if they were your own burden. For a long time you may have wondered what you could have done differently. You replayed conversations, remembered small moments, and questioned yourself. But the truth slowly becomes obvious. Betrayal is a choice. It is not something caused by your kindness, your trust, or your love. Someone else decided to break something that was meant to be protected. Once you understand this, your heart stops blaming itself. And that moment is powerful because it allows you to finally breathe again. You begin to move through life with more confidence. Not because everything is perfect, but because you trust yourself more than before. You trust your intuition. You trust your ability to recognize what is healthy and what is not. This trust becomes a quiet guide in every new connection you form. You start paying attention to consistency instead of promises. You observe how people behave when things are easy and when things are difficult. Because true character appears in both moments. And the more you observe with this new awareness, the more you realize how valuable loyalty truly is. Loyalty is not just about staying close to someone. It is about protecting the trust that exists between two hearts. It is about choosing honesty even when lies would be easier. And now that you understand this deeply, you will never treat trust as something ordinary again. Your heart has learned the value of sincerity. This lesson, even though it came through pain, has made you wiser than before. And that wisdom will continue guiding you toward people who share the same values. People who respect honesty. People who keep their word. People who understand that loyalty is something sacred. Those kinds of connections may not always appear quickly, but when they do, they bring a peace that cannot be compared to anything built on deception. And that peace will remind you of something very important. That your life was never meant to grow beside someone who chose betrayal, but beside people who understand that trust is one of the most valuable things two human hearts can share. And when you begin living with that understanding, something very gentle starts happening inside your heart. The sadness that once followed you everywhere begins to fade little by little. It does not disappear in a single day, but with time it loses its strength. What once felt like a deep wound slowly becomes a quiet memory. You start waking up with lighter thoughts. Your mind is no longer filled with the same painful questions. Instead, you begin thinking about your own future again. You think about the life you want to build, the peace you want to protect, and the kind of people you want beside you. This shift is very important. It means your heart is no longer trapped in the past. You are moving forward. And when someone moves forward with dignity, life often begins opening new doors. You may meet people who show you kindness without hidden intentions. You may experience conversations where you feel respected, heard, and valued. These moments might seem simple, but they carry a deep meaning. They remind you that loyalty and sincerity still exist in the world. Not everyone chooses betrayal. Many people still believe in protecting the hearts that trust them. And those are the people your life will slowly begin to connect with. Because when you carry honesty in your own heart, you naturally attract others who value the same thing. Your presence becomes calm, sincere, and trustworthy. People feel safe around someone who lives with truth. And that safety creates the foundation for real relationships. Relationships where you do not feel the need to constantly question someone's intentions. Relationships where words and actions match. As these connections grow around you, your life becomes more peaceful than it has been in a long time. You will laugh again without hesitation. You will trust again, but with wisdom. You will love again, but with the understanding that your heart deserves respect. And when you reach that point in your journey, you will realize something very powerful. The person who betrayed you did not destroy your life. They only revealed the path you were never meant to stay on. And once you understand that, your heart begins to walk through life with a new kind of strength. Not the strength that tries to fight everyone, but the strength that knows when to walk away and protect its own peace. You no longer chase people who cannot value your presence. You no longer try to convince someone to see your worth. Instead, you simply continue your path, knowing that your value does not depend on anyone else's approval. There is something very powerful about a heart that learns this lesson. It becomes calm, steady, and difficult to shake. The storms of the past may have been strong, but they also helped you discover how resilient you truly are. And now, as you continue forward, remember this. The future that is waiting for you is not built on betrayal, confusion, or broken promises. It is being built step by step with truth, wisdom, and self-respect. Your journey is not ending here. In many ways, it is only beginning. New connections, new blessings, and new moments of peace are still ahead of you. So keep your heart open to what is good, but never forget the lessons that made you stronger. They will guide you toward people who understand the value of loyalty and the beauty of a sincere heart. Thank you for receiving this message and allowing these words to reach your heart. If this message touched you in some way, confirm that you received it by writing in the comments. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Your participation is very important because when you interact, this message can reach more people who also need to hear it. And if you want to continue receiving messages like this, messages of strength, faith, and wisdom for the heart, join our community. Subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell, so you will always be among the first to receive the next message prepared especially for you.